Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia season 11 episodes 27 and 28. Guys, I just checked the schedule. We're done next week. That came so fast. But anyways, before we get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So this week, Lauren has surgery. Apparently she's experiencing some blood clotting in her shoulder, I think it was. So she's not going to be in these two episodes. Then we have Cassandra and Tristan, who make Ridge a house husband for Jade to test if he'll be able to handle the pressures of being a parent.
Yes.
You're on dinner duty, and then you can clean the bathroom.
The bathroom is disgusting. I know that I live with my parents, but it's not a big deal in this task. It's not going to be hard for me to do.
Other people would look at Ridge, and they don't understand him.
That's hot.
No one sees how Ridge is with me, like behind closed doors. It's a solid 3 out of 10.
Yes, sir, let's go.
So Jade did give him props for effort. I don't know if we should be awarding effort for his age. How old? I think he's my age. So, I don't know about that, but she's pleased. So, okay, if you're happy, we're happy. I will say, the first impression of Ridge is definitely not how he shows up in a relationship with Jade, but the reality of the outside is something that they do need to look into. Is he able to handle the responsibility of being a step-parent? And he'll have to be the parental figure because it seems like the dad is not in the picture at all. That's what it seems like. I'm not sure. But anyways, we'll see if he'll handle things on the outside. So Sarah is upset that no one believes her. My empathy for Sarah is non-existent, honestly. And it's because the things that she's been doing are things that adults should know not to do. Cheating in a relationship. You know not to do that. Fraternizing with an ex-lover while you're in a relationship. You know not to do that. Screaming at the top of your lungs. Okay, that's extra. But like yelling at a room of other adults just because they're trying to hold you accountable. Like, come on, this is childish behavior. I don't have empathy for her at all. Tim does, which is so weird to me. She plans this date for him and she's trying to be all lovey-dovey, touchy-feely, and he's eating it all up. Oh my gosh. I'm embarrassed.
I wanted to make it clear that, like, I know that what I've done is wrong and my priority is making it up to him.
I don't like seeing her that upset. So, yeah, I want to see you make it up to me. I'm open to that.
I'm embarrassed. He's taken up for her, so fine. If he forgives her, then all right. Tim, I'm concerned. Then we have Richard and Andrea. They renewed their vows, which was supposed to be great. In his vows, it said that he would create a safe space. Not quite sure if he's held up on that vow. And then she said that she wanted both of them to listen to each other without taking offense. Not sure that that happened either. So a few things led up to this blow up that they ended up having. Ridge and Jade were speaking to Timothy and Lucinda about what they feel like they could improve in both of their relationships. Timothy, as we know, does not take advice from younger people. I feel like that's a very ignorant way to live life, but fine. He doesn't think he can learn anything from Ridge. In this process, Ridge has been a better husband than Timothy has. So yeah, you could learn maybe a little something. But anyways, Timothy wasn't listening to him. Andrea, however, was. So Ridge and Andrea have their own conversation, and she's starting to piece things together thinking, am I letting too many things slide in my relationship? She then has a conversation with Richard, and to me, it felt as if the gaslighting that she was saying she experienced in her last relationship is now what she's exhibiting in this relationship.
From his perspective, he thinks that I wear the pants in the relationship. He thinks it looks like you're more into the relationship than I am. With the big, explosive, embarrassing stuff on the couch, that boundary had then been crossed 2 more times since then. You really did.
Where?
I can't remember exactly where. I just went, and there we go again.
But you can't remember what it was,
No,
who
I
I
can't
said it to, or
remember.
when it was said. I can't remember it either. So you can't really put that out there and say this happened I haven't talked about us and our life in that sort of an open way, using words like that at all since then because you didn't want me to.
I can't, like, communicate with you if you're denying what I'm talking about.
It's interesting because I said, I feel like this is gaslighting, but I'm not sure because that term itself, I don't fully grasp. What I understand it to be is when somebody tries to make you believe something that isn't reality. So she's bringing up stuff that to me I haven't seen since it was called out. So I think she's creating a narrative that just isn't true, which is the definition of gaslighting. Then in episode 28, Richard said it point blank, you're gaslighting me. And then Andrea's like slamming the table. I said, oh, this is a side of Andrea I have not seen. Interesting. She does it again too. She slams the table a second time. And I'm in a separate conversation. I'm thinking, sister, I have my own issues with Richard, but Andrea, I'm concerned just a little bit. But okay, let's move on. There is a couple swap, kind of. Not the type that Jack was looking for, but he does not waste any moment to flirt with Jade.
Jade's pretty fiery. She's pretty passionate. I said very early days, you'd be firecracker. Yeah, I think you got like a spicy energy and you don't mind to like say it how it is. You're in the top 3 for me for good looking couples right now.
Have you guys?
Jade? What? You'll be the first to know.
This man said he wants a submissive woman. Okay, he wants a woman who will not challenge him, who will take his advice on board, who basically will act like a good little wife. So why all of a sudden is he infatuated by Jade and he says, you know, she's a firecracker, she's very strong-willed, she's opinionated. So to me, it makes me think you will let those things slide if you are attracted to someone. And I'm led to believe, even though we know this to be true, but they don't want to admit, so I'll just say I'm led to believe, that he does not find this woman attractive at all, being Tori, at all. And then you have Tori talking to, I think it was Jaden, and she's like, you know, people just don't understand. Things are going so well. Like, I get him, and nobody gets us, and you just need to get us. Like, still making excuses for this grown-ass man who she can see is not into her, but for some reason, she's just believing that he is. I don't know what service that does for her, but she's going to stick to that story. Then, there's a letter written by Lucinda and Timothy calling out Tori and Jack on their BS. Now we see this fiery character that Tori says she was at the beginning, has been keeping under wraps pretty much the entire season. Now it's flaring up a little bit.
It says, this is the bullshit investigators and we're calling bullshit on YouTube.
Someone's got beef.
Our task for you both this week is to invite the girl from the article to do a 3-way conversation between her, Jack, and Tori and come clean. I've been so calm this whole way through, but this letter, it's just hit a sweet spot. Why do you have to type it to me? Like, put it in your handwriting, you gutless.
These people were some strange cats.
Go. Your self. Love. Tori and Jack.
I'm thinking to myself, okay, did she maybe catch wind that Jack likes a firecracker? Because the timing is interesting. The timing is interesting. But then again, she does tend to have this kind of energy for other people because it's not like she's snapping at Jack. She never snaps at Jack. She snaps at people who come for their relationship. So maybe this is true to her character so far. But anyways, she's now a firecracker. Is Jack going to be into her? Still no. In the next episode, Lucinda and Timothy are going to try and keep the secret that they wrote the letter. However, they were found out pretty quickly. So they decide to fess up at the dinner table and it was not received very well.
What did you think of our letter?
Truthfully, the letter really pissed me off. Jack and I share a very strong sexual connection, right? There is no doubt about it. This doesn't have to make sense to anyone else other than this. If I felt like I was being led down the garden path, I promise you I wouldn't be sitting here. So whatever anyone else has to say, God bless, that's your opinion.
If he was with someone that was more his type, would he have slept with them by now? When he said yes, probably.
I believe that you guys are so staged.
I know, mate.
It is
That's
ridiculous.
fine. Thanks. I feel like everyone's like, oh, poor Tori. No, stop. If I felt like I was being played like a dickhead, trust me, I would have been gone weeks ago.
Tori, yeah, I have no more energy for Tori. I just don't. Jay dropped a bomb that Jack admitted to wanting to have sex with a woman if he was actually attracted to her. So you've now heard it from his mouth. You've heard it from his mouth. If you don't get the hint at this point, you can't be saved. Nobody can help you. Nobody can help you, okay? The man has played into your face and has said, I'm ready. I'm ready for sex. Kids, I'd love to have kids in the next 2 years. So he claims to be ready for all these things. Why is he not doing it with you? Why is he not doing it with you? And you have the audacity to pipe up and bark and holler and rave about this man who has no care or consideration for you. The only thing he likes about Tori is the fact that she fights on his behalf. I can't think of an attribute that he likes as Tori. He had more affection for Jade than he's had for Tori this entire experience, and he's only known Jade for like 3 weeks. Girl, if you don't get the hint, we can't help you, okay? So, we have Andrea and Richard who are sitting in some awkwardness. And so the rest of the group is like, hey, what's been going on? And this is where they talk about a blow up that they had, a few blow ups that they've had.
I think the wedge has been that Andy has a lot of hurt and trauma from previous relationships.
I don't think my previous relationships have anything to do with the actual issue between us.
The communication block is caused by Andy's trauma from her ex.
Me not being able to be heard by you and you to not even acknowledge my feelings, that's nothing to do with previous relationships.
Andy has compared me to her ex and her past relationships. That's what it's about.
Don't say that! For sake!
I did not like Richard constantly saying, you're triggered, it's the trauma from your last relationship. I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like it's very dismissive to what's actually going on in their relationship. I feel like he's not taking accountability for the vulgarness that he's been showing in this experience. However, I will say when Andrea brought that up to him, I felt as if he course corrected. So I don't understand what Andrea's issue is now. I do think that Richard is right when he says, you're just not into me and you don't want to accept that. I think she's just not into him. And if she can finally admit that to be true, they could just part their ways, which is so sad for me. I really didn't see that one coming. Yeah, it's just not going to work. He's too edgy. She's too sweet. It could have been a yin and yang, but they're just too far opposite on the spectrum for it to work. I wonder what the experts are going to say regarding this relationship. I wonder if they're going to call Andrea out and say that it is gaslighting, because I feel like it is. But again, that's a term that I don't fully grasp anyway. So if y'all claim that it's also gaslighting, then cool, let's go with it. But yeah, that was an interesting one. Kind of sad to see them dissolve like this, but anyways. Then we have Sarah and Tim at the table. Very loved up. It's bothering the group because the group still wants to hold Sarah's feet to the fire, and Tim is not having it.
I have given her the opportunity to try and make it up to me.
Tim, unless Eden brought it up, you'd still be clueless right now. Just think about that.
Sarah doesn't actually want to stay here to repair things with you. She wants to repair her image and stay here to the end.
We're doing our best.
You're doing your best.
You're doing your best, bro.
She's doing her best now. She has to.
What am I supposed to do here? You know, like
Leave, bro. That's what we want you to do.
this is our relationship. Please respect our decision to try and make it work. Sarah and I are in this together, and it's our relationship. We want to be together. Full stop.
Here is my theory, conspiracy theory when it comes to Tim. I believe he doesn't like her, okay? And I say this because Now all of a sudden he's showing all this affection. He's coming to her defense and things of that nature. I think that he's trying to reel her in just to break her heart. I feel, okay? I think he's playing it up. He's playing up his feelings. He's making it seem like they're on the mends. He did say, I don't fully forgive her, but we're on that road and I accept her apology and now we're rebuilding. I think he's rebuilding to plan to tear it down on purpose. Yeah. Is Sarah into him? Can't be. Can't be. I don't know why they're both faking. I believe that they're faking. We'll see. We'll see if my conspiracy comes true. Then lastly, we have Lucinda and Timothy who talk about their progress in the experiment. And then we see Timothy have a very good epiphany.
I am loving the unraveling of this gorgeous creature. He's such a gorgeous man.
Aww.
It was freaking insane. I looked over at them making out. I was like, oh my God. Like, you know, it was bloody wild.
Anything that comes from Tim feels really true at this point. And that is so meaningful.
This will go the length of time.
Look at Tim.
And all of a sudden, he seems very low to me.
I've been wasting time, just been angry and closed off. I wish I'd come into this with a more open heart, ready to be matched with a person like Lucinda. I guess just being around Lucinda.
Gorgeous big heart.
I can see, and maybe there's a better way to live.
I'm thinking to myself, well, finally, we've been telling you you're broken and you just haven't been seeing it, okay? Like outside of the mourning that he's going through, he has a lot of stuff to unpack within him, and it takes him acknowledging it for the healing to start. So finally to see him acknowledge, okay, yeah, I am messed up and I can grow from all of this if I just allow myself to let people in. I allow myself to get vulnerable. I allow myself to, be present in this experience. Finally, we can get some work done when it comes to Timothy. Like, damn, took you long enough. Goodness me. Do I believe in the kiss? Not really. I mean, they kiss like you kiss your mom. But everybody else is hyped, so let me not be pessimistic. Let me be hyped too. As I said, next week is our last week, you guys. I'm going to try to make it for every single video. I'm going to try my best, okay? Until then, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.